there comes a point in your life when you know you've got to change it completely. So I took a chance and sold and gave away everything that I owned to experience a different kind of life, living out on the canals and rivers of the UK. And I'd like you to come along and experience it with me every step of the way. It looks like I've just about reached the Midlands. Carrying on from the last episode where I reached the 2-day moorings just outside of Stoke Bruerne. The 2 days are up now and I want to stay around Stoke Bruerne for the Easter holidays, and I've noticed there's 7-day moorings 5 locks up, so I'm going to work my way up there. Then after Easter I'm going to tackle the Blisworth Tunnel and try and moor up somewhere just past Gayton Junction. Morning YouTubers, nice to see you back. I'm just using this services point at the bottom of the 5 locks that I'm going to do today. I didn't badly need it, but it's nice to top up with some water and empty what you've got. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning and it's still quiet. I don't think all the hire boaters have got up yet. Where we're in the school holidays for Easter, it looks like hundreds of them have come out of nowhere, which is nice because they've livened the place up a bit. I've got my daughter Vicky, her partner Kieran, and my 2 grandsons Liam and Jack coming down for a day at Easter. So I want to stay around the Stoke Bruerne area. Where I imagine it's going to be quite busy because there's a lot going on at Stoke Bruerne. A lot to do. Looks like a waterfall coming over the top of that lock that we're coming up to. When I got up there, I found there was only 1 paddle working, and with all that water coming down it took a long time to empty. Where I'd been waiting so long, we've got this boat come up behind me and there's another couple of boats coming down the other way. So we're going to go in together. It makes it a lot easier. We've got some crew. The people that I'm going in with are new to narrowboating, so I think this is going to be interesting. And they have not pulled their boat over to one side properly, and they're blocking me a little bit as I'm coming in. I'm going to bump into you. You're alright. On the next one, if you throw the rope up and someone pull you over.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Sorry.
It's all fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't want to come in with
That's
us
better.
next time.
Well, it looks like we're going to do a few together, doesn't it?
You got this yacht straw.
Nah, that's just saying it's all a bit of fun, isn't it?
I just thought that your boat would push us over, but it didn't.
turns out they're really nice people, and I enjoyed doing these 5 locks of them, or 4 locks. There's another 2 hire boats on the left waiting to come in. Yeah, I'm taking my time, otherwise we'll be squashed. Until that gate opens. With all the hire boaters about, it's a bit like a holiday atmosphere out here, and I'm quite enjoying it. Didn't take them long to learn, did it? They've got the boat pulled over, plenty of room for me. I think they're doing well for the amount of experience they've had. Better than me, I think, when I started.
I'm just getting by.
You're doing alright. He's telling you to come in, yeah.
What?
He's telling you to come into the lock.
Telling us to go there?
Yeah. We've got all these crew members about, and even the lock volunteers turned up at this lock. Alright. What's that? Oh, I'm getting spoiled here. Getting spoiled. I'm not used to it. Lovely, isn't it? Hopefully the lock will come down and shut it for you. Don't look like it does. We've drifted over to the left hand side of this lock, but it's not a problem. I'll just reverse up a little bit. Makes up for it, all the help you're doing on the lock. You hear a lot of narrowboaters moaning about the hire boaters, but in my experience 99% of them have been fantastic, and they've got that holiday atmosphere about them. Yeah. But I suppose, like in all walks of life, some people are not happy unless they've got something to moan about. Alright, mate. I'm laughing because their centre line has just come off as they're trying to pull the boat over to one side. And I'm not being horrible, because no matter how experienced you are at handling a boat, you always make mistakes. And I make plenty, but it is funny though. Centre line's back on, so we're all good.
I hope you filmed that.
I must have called it, yeah. If I don't see you, have a nice holiday. I'm going to find somewhere to moor now on the 7-day moorings that's coming up on the left. And I'd like to thank Annalise, Fiona, Julie, Kieran and Pat from East London for making it so enjoyable and easy going through them locks. And hope that you enjoy your holiday, which I'm sure you will. See you later. Let's have a look around Stoke Bruerne. I just spotted something nice. Looks like a safe place to start their family, out the way of the canal. They've found evidence of settlements here in Stoke Bruerne from Stone Ages, Bronze Age, Iron Age. They've found Roman villas, but most of what you can see here now probably dates from the Tudor time, and then obviously from when the canals was built. 1790 I think they was built here. This is a lovely pub. I had a pint and something to eat here with my family, and I can recommend it. Very nice. This pub's been run by the same family since 1877, the Woodward family. Just up from the pub on the same side of the canal, I spotted this, and I love these shops. The canal shop sells crafts and souvenirs. Lovely. The building up there on the right is another interesting place to visit. And it's free entry as well, which is even better. If you're interested in this sort of thing and you've got the time, you could spend a good couple of hours in here, browsing around everything. They've even got a butty with a boatsman's cabin. People that worked on these boats brought up quite big families in these little spaces. I don't know how they done it. No room for the big telly in these. I'm walking up to the church. I can't do one of my little walk-arounds without having a look at the local church. St Mary the Virgin. Parts of this church date back to the 13th century. This is a beautiful church, this one. I tried to get inside, but it was locked up, so I couldn't show you that. Right, we're off again. There's so many interesting and lovely looking places around Stoke Bruerne. I couldn't show you it all, just give you a little taster of it. We've got 2 locks to do, and then the Blisworth Tunnel. There's a boat already coming down in the lock, and it looks like they've got plenty of crew, so they don't need my help.
Morning.
And there's a boat waiting to go in front of me, so I'll go in with them. And luckily enough, there's a lock volunteer there as well, which makes it all easier.
Morning. Hiya.
They do a great job, them lock volunteers. And like I said, they're volunteers. They don't get paid for it. I would imagine it's a bit of a social thing for them. plus they get a bit of exercise. But yeah, very nice of them. Going to pull over here on the left hand side because there's another boat coming down in the lock in front. Before I set off today, I put the two fenders, the larger ones, up onto the roof because I knew I was going through Blisworth Tunnel. Because where it's a two-way tunnel, for boats passing the other way it's going to be a tight squeeze, so you need all the room you can get. I also checked if the tunnel light was working and everything seemed okay. I think I'm a bit like the Boy Scouts. My motto is, be prepared. Or was it the Girl Guides? Dear me, I'm confused now. There's two boats. So I think I better get out of the way. Just got to get through this lock now and we're in the centre of Stoke Bruerne. It's amazing how quickly these trees have changed. It seems like just a week ago when there was no leaves on them at all. It all looks very boaty round here, if you know what I mean. And because of that, they've used this area to make some films about boats and narrowboats. One of them's called The Painted Boat, or was it Painted Boats? You'll have to let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. The Lockie's gone somewhere else, so I'll have to get up there and do my bit. Don't want people calling me lazy. They're very sociable places, these locks. Always got time to have a chat. When I was chatting to the other boater, he told me that he's going to go through the tunnel, but before that he's going to stop and have a cup of tea, and then they're going to put all their rain clothes on, so it's going to be very wet in the tunnel. So I'm going to have to look after the cameras and make sure they don't get ruined.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
It's unusual to see this place looking a bit dead, but it's early the time I'm going through now and nothing's open yet. It's been a wonderful place to stay for a few days. There's some beautiful scenery, lovely looking houses and plenty to do. Bye bye Stoke Bruerne. Now it's time to start concentrating on the tunnel coming up. I have been through a couple of tunnels before, but they was nowhere near as long, and they was one-way tunnels. Blisworth is a two-way tunnel, so you've got boats coming towards you as well. Looking up into the distance, I can see the entrance. It might sound a bit weird, but I'm looking forward to passing boats coming the other way. Never done it before. The tunnel is 3,075 yards long, which is almost 2 miles. The first attempt they made at building this tunnel was a failure, so all the goods from the canal barges had to be unloaded onto wagons, hauled over the hill by horses, and then loaded up onto another barge the other side. All that inconvenience went on for a couple of years, until the second attempt in 1805 to build the tunnel was successful. I'm not sure, but I think that was the old legger's hut over there on the right. Here we go. And straight away I can see there's another boat coming towards me. The lights are on, shining up and to the right by the looks of it. It's a bit damp and cold in here, but so far nothing to really worry about. We're getting closer to the oncoming boat, so I've slowed right down and I'm hugging right over to the right hand side of the tunnel as close as I can. Do you remember I said some people are not happy unless they've got something to moan about? Looks like I've made their day. I'm the type of person that holds their hands up when I'm wrong and learns from it. So I checked the light when I finished the journey, and it was pointing up and it was pointing to the right. What can you do? Looks like there's another boat coming. Let's hope these people are a bit more civil. Just got soaked there as we went under the vent shaft. Ugh. Well, that's 2 boats past and I haven't hit anything yet. Touch wood. Can't see any signs of other boats coming towards me. Well, I can't even see the end of the tunnel either, to be honest. In some places here I've had to put my hat over the camera to protect it. The water's been cascading down. I'm not sure if that little pinprick of light in the distance that you can see is another boat or the end of the tunnel. It's a long way away. It was another boat. Breathe in. I had to quickly chuck me out on top of the camera to save it. You can hear it, it's like a torrent coming down. finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I enjoyed passing them 3 boats. Not so much misery guts on the first one. You can see how wet it's been in here by all the water on the roof. And out we go into a beautiful day. Well, that was another new experience, and I reckon I was in there for over 35 minutes.
Alright.
This is all rather nice. It looks like a bit of a cutting that we're going through. We're approaching the village of Blisworth, and I'd like to thank a few people while I've got a chance. Thank you to Martin and Di, Dave Price, Carmen and the Devil, someone didn't leave a name, Caroline and Rob, Veronique C, Mark Wallace and Ron Williams. I really appreciate that, thank you. I'd also like to thank Scrappy for signing up as a member on the Buy Me a Coffee app. So thank you, Scrappy. You've got 2 extra videos a month coming out for being a member. Thank you. I've had a few comments from people saying they can't find the Buy Me a Coffee link. You'll find it in the video description. Just click on it and it will take you to the app. Well, we didn't quite get to Gayton Junction that I was aiming for, but that'll have to be for the next one. So thanks for coming along, thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll come back next time.